Oh, this bike is just beautiful. Ooh, my brakes aren't fully seated yet. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. Today is going to be an awesome day. It's actually already awesome. It's like 60 degrees out. We haven't had a warm day in well over 2 weeks, so it's nice to get out here for this new bike day. That is right. The thumbnail is not clickbait, nor is the title. Today is new bike day, and today I wanted to discuss with you guys what bike I got, why I got it, the components that I have on it, and what my next steps are. So let's go take a look at this thing. So here it is, my Scott 720. It is a 2017, so it is not brand new, but it has a lot to offer. It comes with 27.5 plus tires, which is awesome. I love riding mid-fat tires. We have a synchronous dropper post, which I have had a little bit of problems with, but I'm starting to get it to work correctly. It comes with it doesn't come with this, but I have an NX Eagle 1x12 drivetrain and a Race Face 32 tooth cassette up front. And then we have a Fox 34 Performance for the front fork, Race Face handlebars, Code R brakes, some ESI grips, and I think that's pretty much it. Besides that, it is stock. It is so far been a great bike, and we've just been breaking it in slowly for my big trip to Highland Bike Park next week. So I'm going to tell you guys how I got the bike, why I got the bike, and what my next steps are, but let's get strapped up and let's get on the trail so that we can get riding this thing. Let's start with where the bike came from. Well, me and Brett were talking. A buddy of mine, you guys have seen him in a couple of the videos. He does have his own YouTube channel as well. We were looking at all the parts that we had, and we realized that we could build a pretty decent bike, but all we really needed was a frame. So I decided to volunteer the Roscoe to be part of this project. I put the Roscoe up online. I told people that I was looking to trade for a frame, preferably with a fork too, but a frame and rear shock mainly. So I had a bunch of different offers, but I needed to stay within boost capabilities. I wanted 148 in the rear, and I really didn't want to go 142, and I definitely didn't want to go anything pre-2017, because I know 16, a lot of the bikes split between being boost 148 and being 142, and the Roscoe unfortunately was 141, so the room for upgrading and parts repair was limited, so we tried to keep the parameter inside 148. So I had a bunch of 9ers, a couple Trek Fuel EXs, which I wouldn't have minded 29-inch bike, but a lot of the people were, you know, a lot older bikes, 2015, still 142, plus they wanted cash on top of it. And one of the things that people kept telling me, and it was mainly the bikes that didn't have too much of a value, was that full suspension bikes were worth more than hardtails, and I had to beg to differ with that. So I had one guy that had a Diamondback release that I was very interested in, and it was 148 boost, and it had a 1x drivetrain, didn't have a dropper post on it, but that was something that I was willing to work with, and he ended up backing out at the last second. But this was all within like 2 days. So I had a lot of inquiries right away. It was a 2019 Trek Roscoe, so that was well, the Roscoe is a popular bike for people that just want to get on a bike and ride. So this guy messaged me and he said, would you be interested in a 2017 Scott Genius 720 mid-fat? It's got a dropper post, it's got a 1x drivetrain, and it's a full suspension bike. And then he sent me his ad where he was selling it on Facebook Marketplace. I checked out his ad, and it was beautiful. This thing's it's a beautiful bike. I never would have thought I'd be on a Scott bike, because here in New England, especially Connecticut, there might be 2 Scott dealers in the whole state. Oh, that breakfast sandwich is gonna come back up. Whew. So I looked up the bike on Bicycle Blue Book, and I looked up my bike. There's a large gap. So his bike, this bike, obviously was worth a lot more than a Roscoe. Even at 2017, even being from 2017, it was worth almost double, according to the Blue Book. So he told me all about the bike, and I told him I was interested, and I was like, I'll meet you tomorrow, you know, if you're serious, I'd like to meet you and we can do this trade. So I drive an hour and a half to the middle of Connecticut. I meet this guy at a Starbucks, and I fell in love with this bike right away. And at first he wasn't sure if I knew what I was getting, so he was trying to upsell it. And I told him, I was like, look man, I've done my research. You know, I have a YouTube channel, and I showed him my stuff, and I told him what I'm doing with it, and that this bike, it has the potential to be a big part of the channel. And he was like, all right, yeah, well, if you know what you're getting. He knew what a Roscoe was. He had one previous to this, and he just wanted something that he could just get on and ride, you know, that's, you know, not a lot of bike, I guess. It seemed like he just wanted to get out of this, get into something new, and go riding a couple times a year and have something reliable ready to go, which is nimble and fun. The Roscoe is both, you know. So I'm like ear to ear smiling the whole way home about this bike. It's unbelievable. I was so excited to get on it, and over the past couple days I've been going through the bike, trying to adjust things and set it up for me, for my size, and adding some new parts that I had. If you saw my last video, you knew that I put code brakes on the Roscoe. Well, before I traded the Roscoe, I definitely took those off, because those are something that I'm going to keep forever. You know, I'll keep putting them on more and more bikes. They're rebuildable, they're great brakes. A buddy of mine has a set of codes that are like 6 years old, and just keep swapping them between bikes, and you know, they're amazing. So I went down to my local bike shop, and they worked with me to put them on. They showed me how to do everything, and I actually got to help, which was nice. Mystic Cycle Center, there's a plug for them. If they're watching this, Chris, thank you. Oh, and Sean, everybody there is awesome. With the code brakes came new rotors. Obviously you can't use stock rotors, so I upgraded. Unfortunately, the shop had two different brands, so I have a different brand in the front and in the back. I think I got Ice Technologies up front and Shimano in the rear, both at 180 millimeters, which does come stock on this bike. Oh. Besides the code brakes, I added ESI grips and just started adjusting things. The front fork, the shock, the derailleur was kind of out of whack. The dropper post, the coupling for the dropper post, or the coupling for the seat post, says 6 Newton meters to tighten it. So I tightened it at 6 Newton meters, and the dropper post was sticking, and the guy said that he thought that had to be serviced. So I pull the cable out, I put a new cable in, and without tightening it down, I try it, it works perfect, no issues. So I put it on, I tighten it down by hand, boom, perfect, up and down, no problem. I torque it to 6 Newton meters, put it aside, Next day, I go for a ride, same problem. And I'm like, what is going on with this thing? So I had posted online how to fix dropper posts and what to look for, and a lot of people kept saying, well, I bet you that it's too tight. So check that, and I did, and I loosened it, and it was pretty good. And I talked to my bike shop, and they were like, yeah, the C-post clamp recommends 6 Newton meters, but the dropper post doesn't. So we ended up going right around 4, and it's perfect. So it does have a new cable, but other than the new cable, everything is working flawlessly with it, which is awesome. The first couple rides, I had to lift it up, and you really never realize how much you use the dropper post until it's not there. You really use it for everything. Besides that, I mean, the bike is pretty much stock. I can't say stock because there's a lot done to it, but I have a trip to Highland that I posted on Facebook that a bunch of people are coming to. So I wanted to spend the week getting this thing ready, seating the brakes, adjusting. Ooh, which way are we gonna go? We'll go this way because I think this one's a steeper downhill. Seating the brakes, adjusting the shocks, adjusting the derailleur, just making sure that this bike is ready to go at a moment's notice, because I'm going to put it through the ringers when I go to Highland Bike Park, that I'm very excited for. It's nice, man. It's like floating. Oh, we go this way. So all in all, the bike is, so far, is pretty amazing. I haven't had like a lot of time with it, so side note. So I'll know more in a couple months when I really ride it for a while. But as of right now, I have no complaints at all. And again, Scott bikes, never in a million years would I have thought that I would be riding a Scott bike. But everything else is way more expensive too. I just ordered a derailleur hanger, and for the Roscoe, they're like 18 bucks. For this bike, they're 35. But you gotta have one. Unfortunately, I don't have one on me, but I ordered it, so hopefully it'll be here before our trip to Highland. Ooh. All right, guys, so that is the story of the new bike and how I got it and where it sits today. As of where it's going, I am hoping that I'm gonna take it everywhere. I mean, everybody that I've had look at it says that it's in amazing condition. It's a great bike, it's got great parts. The upgrades are perfect, you know, with the drivetrain and the brakes. And one thing that I would like to get are carbon bars. I noticed that when I got to use box components carbon bars, that they do make a difference. And I do have a little bit of carpal tunnel, so carbon bars would be a nice upgrade. All right, guys, that is it for today. Thank you for watching. If you haven't yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any suggestions for my new bike, let me know in the comment section below. And if not, I'll see you guys next week at Highland. Peace.